great a night as Tim Hardaway had, as great a night as Luka had offensively. The guy that changed the game was Josh Green with his energy in the first half, particularly in the second quarter. Decided that that group that finished the half needed to be out there to start the second half. They picked it up where they left off and, did a lot of great things. And then, we were able to finish the game down the stretch. So very important win. We got off to a terrible start, but, the first 2 minutes, you get down 12-2. There's still 46 minutes left, and that's what we talked about, and we responded well. We were able to finally get some traction with some stops, and then, better things started happening.
All right, Tim Cato.
Yeah, Rick, compared to the beginning of the season, what development has Josh Green made, and in what areas would you say?
Well, he's just put in a tremendous amount of work on his individual game. He's got one thing that you can't teach, and that is just an unbelievable heart to compete and to give energy and be an energy giver to his teammates. And look, it's rare you see a rookie perimeter player come in and score 4 points and make this kind of impact on a game. But it just goes to show how important hard play is in an NBA season. Even when everything's on the line right now, hard play is the biggest thing. Him and Powell and Finney-Smith. Those guys are three of our hardest playing players, and they were huge on the plus minus numbers tonight, in large part because of that. But Hardaway was great. Luka was great. Our bench guys did their jobs. Our shot making was exceptional tonight. And that's gonna make this more of a score that really probably isn't a game that is this not close, for lack of a better term.
Callie?
Hey, Rick, I know Tim had a similar kind of performance in Detroit as part of the last homecoming, but is there a way you can quantify how much motivation or how a guy like him can just turn it on in these games where he really feels, a personal connection to where he's playing? Is it more of a coincidence, or is there a way to kind of quantify why that happens for him?
That's hard to say. I think you got to ask him that. I do know, it's special when you go back home. It's just special. It was just a special game for not only Tim, but for Josh Richardson, who started his career here. And by the way, Josh was tremendous in the second half off the bench, and it's not easy to, not start the second half, come out. He was, into it. He's into it defensively. He made shots. He made the right plays. He was tremendous. And so I think this was very meaningful for both of those guys. And while Tim, never played for the Heat, his dad did. He grew up, as a big part of the Heat family culture, all that kind of stuff. And he does live here, So I don't know. It's, and not coincidentally, he started both of those games, and I think that's something that helps him too.
Tim Reynolds.
Thank you. Hey, Rick. You guys have been crazy good after losses for the last 3 months. That I think you've won 12 out of 15 or 13 out of 15 now after a loss, something like that. That resiliency, just where did that come from with this group, and obviously how critical has that been for you guys?
Well, I know we were good after losses last year as well, and I think it starts with the best players. I think it starts with Luka and Hardaway, and it starts with our leaders. Powell is kind of our spiritual heart, and the things he was doing, and Powell was doing tonight, just rebounding the ball, making extra efforts, that kind of stuff. It energizes the whole bench. It energizes the guys on the floor. It's just it's hard to quantify all that kind of stuff. And look, the NBA is it's a roller coaster. You know, more than ever with all the shot making ability of players. And look, we shot the heck out of it tonight. Well, down the stretch, Gabe Vincent comes in and bangs in 4 threes, like bang, 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 bang. You know, and all of a sudden the thing's at 15 instead of 25, and you know, it gets you nervous. You know, and so, but I think resiliency is a very important thing. But the thing that young teams, you know, develop over time is the ability to handle prosperity and handle good times. And you just got to go through this. You got to go through some of the roller coaster stuff and some of the ups and downs. But this group is a great group of guys. You know, they're growing tighter and tighter. And look, they understand the moment that they're in. It's a lot of hard games in a short period of time, and a lot of emotions and a lot of craziness with the traveling in the schedule. But they're growing closer.
Okay, last one, Kevin.
Rick, you guys outscored the Heat by 30 in the second and third quarters. What changed defensively between the second and third quarter there?
Well, I thought Green and Powell and Finney-Smith were the catalysts for our defense. But, you know, Doncic and Hardaway were really good too. And look, all of a sudden, you know, our system defensively really picked up and was effective when everybody picked up their level of intensity. And sometimes it takes one or two guys making a couple of crazy loose ball plays like Green did and Powell did to get everybody going. And that's what we needed. And, you know, it's been rare that I've started a different group to start the second half. I usually go back to the starters, but it was clear to me tonight that these guys needed to be out there. They earned it. And they carried it forward. So it was great to see. And look, Miami, I don't care if Butler's out and Hero and those guys. I mean, these guys are always a highly skilled, excellently coached team that's going to play their butts off. And the fact we were able to come back from a bad start and win the game is big for us, you know, with 7 games left.
Thanks, Chris.